Let's talk about Comet 3-Eye Atlas. So Comet, your third eye atlas. Your atlas bone is in your neck. It holds up your head. The pineal gland is the holy of holies, is the third eye. The Freemasons worship the pineal gland. They believe that a higher intelligence has been behind the ascent of man, and man, through alchemy, through understanding and practice of the duality, can become enlightened and then go up the stairway to heaven, which is actually the human body, to the pineal gland, to get an understanding, a greater understanding of what man's mission is, this great mission, this great work of enlightenment. And this is what the Freemasons believe, and they are behind all these events, as well as the Kabbalists. And they are behind all these events, and they are showing you this through their predictive programming. And so we have this Comet Third Eye Atlas, which is your pineal gland in your head, and your atlas bone is your neck. And they're saying it is a alien spacecraft. They're saying it is artificial. They're saying it is an artificial comet. Now, I believe that this comet may be man-made, because Johns Hopkins University in 1984, remember that date, created an artificial comet, and I will show you this. Now, this has nothing to do with the flat Earth. The flat Earth is the huge, massive psyop to distract you from the real fakery that goes on. And what the real fakery is that they faked an artificial comet in 1984. And this Comet Atlas seems to be a man-made object, and it's a massive psyop. And you can see who's behind all these events, and this is all man-made, but these people are doing pineal gland rituals in secret, trying to understand what this intelligence is trying to communicate to man. And they believe that through the duality and synthesis they can achieve this enlightenment. And out of the duality you get a trinity, you get a synthesis, you get the three, you get the pyramid, you get enlightenment. That's why it's called Third Eye Atlas, the three. Remember, you had to film with Steven Spielberg, SS. They always have duality names. Romulus and Remus, Hulk Hogan, Steven Spielberg, Sylvester Stallone. So they always have the twin in their names. Trump Towers. So the first letter is the same as the second name. Same letter. They always have that. And you had encounters of the third kind. The third kind is the pineal gland. The ancient alien, the AA11, is your pineal gland. The AI is the eye in the capstone. So they seem to be relating that this AI is some kind of, will be a vehicle through which this intelligence can enter man. And it seems to be connected to the William Shakespeare. That maybe the William Shakespeare had something to do with some form of non-human intelligence or entity. Because when Roswell crashed, it was the corona debris field. Corona. Your head, the Keter, the third eye, encounters of the third kind, Comet 3-Eye Atlas, Third Eye Atlas. The promoter of this idea is Israeli Avi Loeb, and you will find that all the main figures in the UFO movement come from that country in the Middle East or are connected to it, like Carl Sagan and other UFO experts. They all come from that country in the Middle East or are connected to it. All the major UFO researchers and people involved in SETI. And here we have Avi Loeb telling us that it could be an alien spacecraft, your third eye, your ancient alien. Now here we have in the Euros, 2024, with the OWL, Secret Society OWL, you have a UFO and you have encounters of the third kind. Predictive programming, Comet Third Eye Atlas. There's the UFO. There's the UFO. Third Eye Atlas. Now, encounters of the third kind. Now, this stadium was built by the guy with the moustache. Remember, we're going to have a Third World War. Again, another trinity. A trinity of wars to gain enlightenment. The religion of Lucifer brought out into the public. And all the religions are becoming Kabbalistic in their nature. They're all becoming New Age. They're becoming about spiritual enlightenment, the third eye. All the religions are becoming like that. My guess is you'll have probably a united, the Abrahamic religion will be united, and they'll be interpreted through a New Age interpretation. And so we had the 1984 Olympics, which had encounters of the third kind. Notice you have the moon, symbol of Isis.
As I said, that's the real only the spaceship. It's been created. Now, thanks to the alien himself. That is no one from Stokes. That is a man 7 feet 8 inches tall.
For almost 100 years, you have celebrated the best that humanity has to offer. You call it the Olympic Games. And for that, and for the cities which have kept the Olympic ideal alive, I salute you.
So the Olympic Games, the flame of Lucifer, Prometheus, the flame of enlightenment, the flame of Isis. 1984. Now in 1984, Johns Hopkins University actually created an artificial comet. So on December the 27th, Johns Hopkins University actually created an artificial comet which fooled amateur astronomers, so they could easily create this Comet Third Eye Atlas. And this was in 1984. We have in 1984, we have the Olympic Games, encounters of the third kind. Now we have Comet 3i Atlas, third eye, your third eye. Now it was the 1984 Public Health Act which was used for the crown bug. Remember 1984, the book by George Orwell, which predicted the future, because this is all a script brought to you by the Grand Lodge of Freemasonry, and they're using all these events, as I've shown you, with all the predictive programming based on Shakespeare, the Book of Revelation, which they see as an alchemical texts to bring about this New Age spiritual enlightenment and the New Age of man. And so they're following the script, and all will be revealed, and there'll be this huge change. And I believe La Palma will be one of those big events, and then we'll be at war with China. So we have the 1984 Act, which was used for the crown bug. Remember, the Roswell incident happened at the Corona debris field. Now we look at E.T., and he points to the, made by Spielberg again, and he points to his third eye and says, "I'll be right there." The poster replicates E.T. giving life to a human, replicates the creation of Adam by Michelangelo. In the creation of Adam by Michelangelo, God is shaped like a brain. His arm outstretched comes from his pineal gland to give life to Adam. It's also very odd. It seems to indicate that these secret societies, you have the abuse of youngsters, and it's all about some form of initiation to the secret societies to keep this knowledge secret. And then E.T. walks onto the spaceship with the sunflowers, which represent the alchemical synthesis. They represent the third eye. Enlightenment, they are an enlightenment symbol. Lead into gold, they are the gold. They have an all-seeing eye in the middle. They point to the sun, illumination. So he takes this third eye symbol onto the spaceship, and he's followed by a dog, and the dog is Isis, the dog star. And what it represents is this alchemical duality. If man understands the duality and practices it, man can become enlightened. And that's what makes man different to all the other animals on earth. All the other animals are trapped because they do not have the mind of man, who can perceive this duality and rise above it and become enlightened. And so if we look at the Economist magazine here, we have what seems to be Comet 3i Atlas, your third eye. And this is all about the massive events that's going to come. And this magazine here, which I've covered, go to my previous videos with Trump and La Palma, was made 300 years after the creation of Freemasonry. This is all a huge psyop. And it seems that Comet 3i Atlas, your third eye, is actually a man-made object. Thank you.